Hey, Joe, did you know the Easter Bunny was a wrestling fan?
I had no idea, Jeff. I
Yeah.
did not know.
So a woman was walking through the mall last Easter and bumped into a stranger. That guy was having a bad day, got up in her face, started yelling and pushing at her, and the Easter Bunny came running over and beat the crap out of the guy.
Huh. All right. Well, anyway, on this episode of Wrestlestop, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover Raw from 10-6. And I promise you, we're not going to suck at it as bad as the Arizona Cardinals did last week against Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, the Easter Bunny came out of nowhere, hit the guy with the big boot, and then hit him with the egg drop.
Oh, boy.
I think he may have then used the figure 4 egg lock.
Oh, man. All right. Just roll the thing. Just roll it wherever it's at. Oh, wow, you lost him.
Sorry, I thought that was funny.
All right. We're back.
All right.
Jeff's composed himself, cracking himself up over here. We are going to cover we're going to do a quick recap of Raw that was on just the other day. And we're not going to talk about football at all.
Not going to talk about the Lions' victory.
Lions are my favorite team.
Or the
ever.
Cardinals.
We're not going to talk about the Cardinals
fumbling the ball at the half-inch
yard line.
Well, let's hope that the upcoming Crown Jewel, we're going to talk about Raw leading up to Crown Jewel, and hopefully the WWE and Triple H don't fumble that like the Cardinals fumbled the ball at the goal line last night.
Man.
So.
Oh, that hurt. It's funny. Look at it's right here.
Oh, it's playing. It's putting in your face. You can't even take notes without seeing your sadness. So
can I close this?
Raw started with a recap as we complained about last time. Started with a recap of Roman's return the following week, the previous week, during a tag match between the Usos and Brian Breaker and Bronson Reed. The Vision is just on every show, wrestling everybody right now, setting up all the different matches.
What do you think if they stop doing recaps? Raw's about 2.5 hours long, roughly. If they stop doing recaps, how long would Raw be?
45 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
That's not good television.
Yeah. No, it's we talked about this on our SmackDown recap. Too many recaps of what happened on the previous SmackDown or the previous Raw, and they're not quick recaps, they're long.
Yeah.
And too many long pre-recorded promos. It's got to stop.
And yeah, I feel like the first match on Raw this week was about 50 minutes into the show. Am I right on that?
Yeah, it was.
It felt really long. I didn't look or anything like that. I didn't time it. But I feel like it took a long time because we had like the promo at the beginning, and which was awkward in its own, which we'll talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Roman recap. Roman, the week before, we didn't end up getting a chance to recap that Raw. We weren't together. I thought the timing, Roman's timing, I thought that was a bad timing for a recap, for a return. It caught me off guard. I knew he was going to be coming back soon. I just didn't like where it happened in the match. Like it didn't seem like a good time for him to come out. Like they hadn't lost the match. They weren't getting destroyed. Yeah, they were probably about to lose. Bronson Reed was about to do a double splash on both of them. It just seemed like a very
Are you talking
awkward
about
time
on SmackDown?
Return. No, on Raw the week before.
The week before.
They did the no DQ match, and Roman came out, and whatever. It's just, I thought it was time. So they recapped that. Roman came down on Raw, came down alone, did the acknowledge me. He still has a presence. His intros just aren't the same when he's not coming down without Solo or the Usos or without Paul Heyman. He's just missing something being Solo.
And I think they're working back towards that.
Yeah. So Bronson Reed interrupted. Saying Roman fears Reed. Roman fears him. He's the first guy to ever beat Roman so bad that he had to be removed from the ring by a stretcher. Yeah. Roman's dad was never removed on a stretcher.
Which Roman's I thought was a weird cut there. That was, didn't his father just pass away fairly recently? And WWE has no boundaries. But. So
they announced so after the promo back and forth, they announced we're running it back. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel for an Australian street fight. What's the difference between an Australian street fight and a regular street fight? But apparently Bronson Reed never loses these matches.
Yeah, which
And
I mean, I don't know what it is either, but we've talked about this before. These street fights, all these things, there's just no rules. Basically,
they're
no,
not going
no
on the
DQ.
street. They're not going to put them in the back lot where they're going to actually fight on the street. But like, isn't an Australian street fight in Australia just a street fight?
Yeah,
it is. I guess it is. It's a new flair to the name. We got
They just added a name. It's stupid. Just call it a no DQ match. Quit calling it all these stupid names.
So after that, we had another recap.
What?
This time we had an Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors recap.
Oh yay!
So they
My
recapped the last couple
of
weeks.
wrestling.
Yeah, and all of that. Cut back to Asuka and Adam Pearce backstage. Asuka wants a match, and she made the match. Io Sky versus Kairi Sane. Kairi's upset. Why did you put me in a match? Shouldn't you be matching it? Shouldn't you be in the match? And Asuka slapped Kairi. Kairi said she didn't want to wrestle Io. She wants to try and save the family. Asuka had nothing of it. Slapped her and stormed off stage and did her Kairi. I know it makes me laugh.
I hate it. I absolutely hate that storyline. I think all three of them are great wrestlers. I really do. I think they're all super talented, but the storyline is doing nothing for me. It's fast forward time at that point for me. I don't like it.
And then just the whole thing with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley hugging and being best buddies, it doesn't seem to fit to date Rhea's image.
I'm wondering, is this an elaborate ruse? Is that the right word?
Yeah.
By Io Sky.
Ooh. Not where I thought you were going with this.
Yeah, by Io Sky. Where Io Sky is going to turn on Rhea Ripley.
Setting up their future match.
Setting up a future match at whatever, Survivor Series or whatever's after that.
Yeah.
And Io Sky is going to become a heel and rejoin the Kabuki Warriors.
No, that would be a payoff. I was thinking the other way. Maybe Rhea, would go back because I think Rhea's better as a heel, and I know she's too over. I think she's more over than Io for that to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking Rhea would go dark again, but no, that kind of makes sense that Rhea has softened up, and then now all of a sudden Io turns her back, and he could make Rio harden back up without going heel.
Yeah.
She could say, hey, I'm going to go solo like I was before. I'm not going to be with anybody before,
Yeah, she got turned on, and now she's like just a badass again or whatever. Yeah.
So
I don't know. Just something I thought about. I could be wrong.
So I don't have the timestamp, but we're going to move on to finally the first match of the night. And it was, I think, a match you were looking forward to.
Oh, I was totally looking forward to this match.
Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree.
Ooh, barn buster here, man. Big boy. It was a big match here. Why was this not on a PLE?
And it was long for what it was. Like, I thought it would be a relatively shorter match. Maxine Dupree is a young wrestler. She's been getting better, but she still has a lot of work. Becky can carry a match, but there were some rough spots early on. One point, Maxine Dupree went in for some sort of a drop kick, and she barely got off the ground. I don't know if she was supposed to drop kick Becky in the stomach or the knee, but she barely grazed her thighs, and Becky looked shocked and then fell backwards 5 seconds late. And...
You know what that means, though? The next SmackDown, the main event, is going to be Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill versus Maxine Dupree versus the other one, Tiffany Stratton. Yeah. It's going to be a fatal 4-way with the 4 worst wrestlers in wrestling.
So they went back and forth for a while. Becky Lynch ended up taking over the match. She took her outside, was beating on her pretty heavy. I think she threw her back in the ring. Becky Lynch ended up getting on the announcing table and yelling at the crowd and conversing with the crowd, and ended up getting counted out, which is a very odd end to the match. I guess this is a rival they want to continue and keep going because that's not going to end here.
I don't know if they're trying to get Maxine Dupree over to make her look like a credible threat. And she has gotten better. I mean, she used to be just trash, and now she's just awful.
Yeah.
So she's gotten better, but why?
Yeah. So that's that. Again, we know it's going somewhere. They're not going to just cut this here and have no follow up. There'll be a follow up match next week on Raw. Maybe some sort of a no count out match. Becky Lynch, but whatever. She's gonna want something,
But hang on. I just got a new thought. If this was for the heavyweight champion or the women's heavyweight champion, whatever they call the women's championship,
it would have been the Intercontinental Champion.
Well, this was
okay,
but if it wasn't, I think that'd be a bigger deal, right? When you have like mid card wrestlers like Maxine Dupree and stuff, the Intercontinental Championship is kind of a mid-tier
Yes.
title,
Yeah.
so I guess it makes sense in that way. But I think the problem is more Becky Lynch is in that other role,
Yes.
and she's more used at the top. So maybe that's my problem with it. Not sure, but I don't know. Just a thought I had.
Yeah, it does seem odd. Maybe they're just using Becky to try and put over the Intercontinental Championship, make it more important than it is. But it just seems odd that she's not only has it, but she's had it for as long as she has.
And fighting Maxine Dupree.
Yes. Yeah. She's not fighting some other more established wrestlers that they're using to establish the belt. Yeah. I don't know where they're going. Maybe they're just using it as on-air training.
Right.
So, cutbacks to another backstage promo. This time it's a live one, but Romo's back. Roman Reigns is backstage.
Romo's back?
I can't talk.
Tony Romo?
Tony Romo. Roman Reigns is backstage with the Usos. Roman telling him, he doesn't want his help in the upcoming match against Bronson Reed. He wants to go it alone. Jay needs to focus on Jay. Jay's, he's not a tag team wrestler anymore. He's big time now. He's the new Roman now that he's had the heavyweight championship. So Jay needs to focus on Jay, and then so Jay walks off. Roman grabs Jimmy, looks him in the eye, and says, "What's the problem with Jay taking advice from me?"
Right.
So obviously they're trying to build it as the family is reunited, but obviously there's still tension between Jimmy and Jay, and now Jimmy and Roman. So.
Do you think this is helping Jey Uso? I know Jey Uso needed a character change, right? His character was kind of getting stale, right? It was the goody boy and all this stuff. He needed to have a little edge to him, but I feel like this is hurting more than helping. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see where the payoff, but something about it to me feels off.
I felt an odd vibe. I've mentioned on a couple of our episodes that it feels to me like Jay is pushing toward a heel turn.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind a heel turn because I think wrestling is a little light on heels right now.
He's so over, though.
He is so over. But they've had Jimmy coming out with the new music. What are they doing with
Jimmy? They just keep smashing Jimmy, right? He's kind of like the no-name guy. Yeah. He's the guy that kind of just trash on the whole time. So
because they're very similar wrestlers, and really the only thing that separated them to date is the music, and that has given Jay the title push because he was over because of his new music and everything. Can they push the new music onto Jimmy and have Jay go heel? And
maybe are they setting up another brother versus brother match for WrestleMania because the last one was terrible? Who knows? I don't know
super
what
kicks and spears, but yeah.
See, I feel like they were going to be in maybe that's what Survivor Series, because they're obviously it's going to be. It's looking, I shouldn't say obviously, but it's looking like a Vision versus Bloodline type
old
Survivor
Heyman
Series
versus new Heyman type of stuff. So yeah, we'll see where they do there. Maybe they're just building tension, but yeah, it seems like Roman's over, the Usos are both over, but yet they're having them with heel type tendencies.
Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, I'm not sure where that's going.
So that's that. So cut to Lyra and Bailey backstage. Lyra, Valkyria, and Bailey backstage. Lyra's got a match tonight against Roxanne Perez. Bailey wants to be ringside, asking for permission. She doesn't want to force it in. Lyra Valkyria is confused. Well, what Bailey's going to show up? Is it going to be Happy Bailey? Is it going to be Angry Bailey? Who's it going to be? So
didn't they already do this gimmick with Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
So Kyra says, yes, you can come down if it's good Bailey. So we've got Lyra versus Roxanne. Roxanne wins. I think, what's her name? The other one. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, for what now?
Roxanne's partner. The other
Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel Rodriguez interfered. Bailey just absolutely snapped. Judgment Day left after the match. Bailey grabbed Lyra Valkyria by the hair.
We got to go finish this, or
we've got to finish this. We've got to kick their asses, dragging her backstage by the hair. Like, what's going on? Yeah, Bailey's freaking out tonight. So,
I fast forwarded. I don't like the weird stuff with Bailey. I don't think it fits her. No,
I don't.
She's like comically happy when she's good and comically not happy when she's supposed to be like her alter ego or whatever it is.
She's not making herself scary enough to
it's funny both ways. It's like, okay, you're overacting both parts for me. So I don't know. I got irritated and I fast forwarded.
So cut to another recap.
And Real quick, I do like Lyra Valkyria, and I like Perez.
Roxanne Perez.
I think
Roxanne
they're
Perez
both
has
good
gotten
wrestlers.
a lot better.
So
it was a good match.
my issue was the Bailey stuff, not those two. Yeah. To be clear.
Yeah, so cut to another promo. Promo this time recapping AJ Styles and John Cena's.
A recap?
Another recap of AJ Styles and John Cena's history in
wrestling. They
wrestling.
don't need no story.
They don't need any story.
The story writes itself.
Especially when you tell your fans that's what we're doing. We're not going to tell a story, but we're going to give you a promo, which is kind of a story, a backstory. So, cut to AJ Styles backstage. Judgment Day comes in and interrupts. Then they announce a 6-man tag tonight. We've got the Judgment Day.
No, go ahead.
Against AJ Styles, what was it? Penta and Dragon Lee.
They did it twice, and we'll talk about the other one after this. But it seemed really late in the show to announce a new match for that night.
Yeah.
Usually when they go that late,
they
and
start
they announce
that
it's for the next show. So I did like that, though, right? They did some stuff, and they kind of changed it up a little bit. And tonight we're going to have this match. So the payoff potentially is that same time.
So they cut to Bailey and Lyra backstage attacking Judgment Day, absolutely destroying them. Bailey going absolutely nuts, going crazy, screaming, hollering. You fast forwarding. Okay. So we'll skip past that. You guys can fast forward through this because Joe doesn't want to hear it either. So, okay, fast forward. There's CM Punk comes out. CM Punk comes out.
Oh, I get the egg joke now.
What egg?
The Easter Bunny and
the figure 4 egg drop.
The figure 4 egg drop. I get it now.
You get it now. Wow.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Now you know I was laughing at myself.
I like it. Yeah, that was good. Egg drop. Like egg.
Like the Easter Bunny brings eggs?
Yeah.
And Hulk Hogan does the egg drop?
Yeah. Well, he's not.
Well, he used to.
Yeah, he's not anymore.
Maybe he's doing it in heaven. To Andre the Giant. Andre the
Giant wouldn't allow that.
Every time there's a thunderstorm, I tell my kids it's Hulk Hogan.
That's Hulk Hogan doing a leg
Andre
drop.
The Giant wrestling in heaven. Nobody bowls it anymore, so they wrestle.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. Cut the CM Punk coming to the stage. Punk saying he wants a championship match with Seth Rollins. He deserves it. He points to a fan in the crowd that's got a sign that says Seth Rollins deserves his championship back. CM Punk, I'm sorry, deserves his championship back.
Tony Romo.
LA Knight interrupts, comes out, says, no. I the last one who beat Seth Rollins.
Hang on. What's he say?
No.
No.
Whatever. Comes out and says, I'm the last one to pin Seth Rollins 1, 2, 3. So you had your chances. He beat you at SummerSlam. I beat him after that. I get another chance.
Such a weird promo.
So
this is the promo I was thinking when I said it was a weird promo.
Oh.
I was thinking of this one, not the Roman Reigns one.
So he's going to be next in line. Jay Uso comes out and interrupts.
Yeeting ain't easy.
Yeah,
I like the shirt.
Jay comes down, interrupts. Jimmy ends up coming down. Chaos breaks loose. Jay super kicks LA Knight. Jimmy tries to play Peacemaker. Jimmy stops Jay from kicking CM Punk. Punk ends up turning around and cheap shotting Jay with the GTS. And then Jimmy ends up super kicking CM Punk. All chaos broke loose. So
my biggest takeaway from this whole thing. There was a few takeaways that I have, and I'll get to those. But my biggest takeaway was the neon shirts that Jay and CM Punk had on. Neon orange or neon pink and neon green.
Okay, so you think that's a sign?
I don't know. I think it means something. Remember the Rockers?
Yes, the Rockers. Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So you're saying that Jay's going to kick CM Punk through the barbershop?
I think so.
Alrighty. Look at Bruce the Barber Beefcake around. Can he come back?
Is he?
Is he dead too?
He might be dead.
I don't
know. Maybe he's not. I don't know what he is. His career is.
What jumped out to me is LA Knight's pants looked about 4 sizes too big.
Yeah.
His belt looked like it was doing a lot of work. He had a bunch of material bunched around his waist.
His belt was doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
So I don't know what was going on there.
I think that whole promo, usually, I know you don't think so, but I do think LA Knight's good at promos.
No, he is. He's gotten better. He is very, and I do agree, he's very Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's very The Rock. He's diversified though a lot. Like for the longest time, he was just saying the same stuff over and over. But he's gotten a lot better, and he's diversified the last couple weeks, last couple months. I will give him that his promo skills have gotten better.
But what was the point of saying CM Punk you're a good or a good husband and all of that? I know he was trying to get to the point of you're a terrible champion, right? But
Yeah.
it just
He's making fun of him because his whole persona lately has been about AJ Lee's return. So I think he's making fun of him. He's been letting AJ. He wore AJ's hot husband shirt or your favorite wrestler's
Is
favorite
that where
wrestler.
that was? Okay,
Yeah, I think it's just
I missed that point then. Okay, I mean that would change it obviously, but it felt weird. It felt like it took too long to get all the way around.
Yeah.
Back to the point. I don't know. It seemed weird to me.
There was one. God, what did CM Punk say that shut LA Knight up?
It was you beat him twice, but still haven't been a champion or something like that. Yeah.
Oh,
and apparently, I read that was unscripted.
Yes. Oh, you could tell it was unscripted. LA Knight was not happy. So yeah, that was a good one. So
yeah, which I like that kind of stuff because
Yes.
it's kind of like stuff we've talked about and stuff like that for this show, but catching the other person off guard a little bit and making them kind of think outside the box and how are they going to respond to this? Are they just going to fail under pressure? Are they going to look good under pressure? And the best are going to, do well. So clearly I'm not the best.
We know wrestling is scripted.
What?
The outcomes are scripted.
Real to me.
But, I like it when the promos aren't always scripted. Because like you say, you can see it when somebody breaks character and laughs. Or that night where
that was the
LA
only time
Line,
I like Sammy. What'd you call him? Sami
Zayn.
Well, you didn't call him that, but Sami Zayn's who I'm talking about when he used to make the Usos crack up. And he said everyone was being Usi and stuff. Yeah, that stuff was great. I thought that was great TV. But
and last night it took LA Knight a good 20,
he
25
didn't know where
seconds
to go with it.
to get. He was upset at first. He thought about it. He laughed a little bit. You could see it going through his mind. That was a good one. How do I respond? So yes, that was. She kind of hesitated. They're playing, Kyrie's caught in the middle here. She doesn't really like the feud. She doesn't really want to wrestle. Io ended up putting her feet up to block the insane elbow when she jumped. So they ended up wrestling a little bit more. Kyrie ended up going for a roll up and ended up grabbing Asuka's arms, and Asuka helped her for the pin. After the match, Asuka attacked Io and held her, and then at this point, Kairi Sane had no problem doing the insane elbow. So I don't know what changed in the 45 seconds between what happened earlier and the end of the match, but that was that.
I think it's all ruse.
It's a ruse.
I'm going with my ruse.
I like it. Ruse.
I think it's a ruse. I think Io Sky is going bad. She's been good for too long. I think you're going bad, and it being in Australia and the PLE being in Australia. That's where Rhea Ripley's from.
Yep.
I think that'd be a perfect time to do it.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I like that storyline. You maybe shouldn't have told me ahead of time before we make our Crown Jewel predictions.
Well, we're doing those differently this time.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll draft it first. Alrighty. Next, you're never gonna guess what came next.
A really good match.
A Cody versus Seth recap.
Oh,
recapping their matches over the years.
I never would have known it was another recap.
So they keep playing up the angle that Seth has never beat Cody. Cody's 3-0 against Seth. Seth can't beat him. Keeps looking at the watch. Seth has been different. He has been his normal goofy self. He's really focused on this match. He's really focused on finally beating Cody. He has to beat Cody. So cut backstage, we got Seth and Becky Lynch. Becky's just raging. She feels she keeps being cheated. She's
like
got
how
terrible
Seth Rollins
refs.
ignores her
the whole time. Seth is ignoring her the whole time, staring at the ref.
Watch.
Becky Lynch said, I'm gonna show him who's boss. I'm not going into Perth. She ends up storming off. Seth talking to Paul. I have to win Saturday. What's gonna happen? Go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the whole thing is what happens if I lose and whatever. Didn't he just lose to CM Punk like the last PLE?
Yeah, but it was a tag match. It wasn't for this. It wasn't against Cody, somebody he hasn't beat. It wasn't champion versus champion. And but yeah, he wants to know if Paul's still going to be in his corner if he loses.
Yeah, they're just setting up that thing. But
yeah. So Paul ended up getting, Paul was being positive at first, and Seth snapped at him, said, "Give it to me straight." He's like, if you lose to Cody Rhodes, you lose the locker room. If you lose to Cody Rhodes, you lose the division. If you lose the Cody Rhodes, you lose Braun Breaker, you lose Bronson Reed. I can't talk today. And he looked at him.
Wish I was writing down all the new names you've given out. Yeah, he said don't lose, and then he's gonna have to question whether or not he's backing the right guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go over this in our predictions, but I don't know. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a good promo, but
It is what it is.
he lost last time, so I don't know why it's a big deal. He's lost 3 times to CM Punk, or to Cody Rhodes.
But he can't lose this time.
Or all of a sudden he's gonna lose the locker room if he loses the 4th time.
It's champion versus champion.
Okay.
So already. Jumping backstage again with Usos and Roman Reigns. I think it was Roman who said it. I wrote down Jay is more like Roman and less like Jimmy, and he tells him to get out of his way.
Yeah. He said ever since he won the title, he's more like
Roman and less more like me and less like you. So get out of his way.
Yeah. So the thing he can do the most to help him is to stay out of his way. Yeah.
So, all right, now we had the 6-man tag. Again, AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, Penta versus the 3 guys from Judgment Day.
Not just the 3 guys from Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio is getting crazy pops now.
Yes, he is. It's even the announcers were talking about how everything is turned, and Dom is just getting crazy pops. And we've talked. I've always liked Finn Balor, but JD McDonough has been a lot better wrestler since he came back from his injury.
JD McDonough's great. So, he's just unlikable. Yeah. That's the problem with JD McDonough, but he's a great wrestler.
But no, it was a good match. Eventually eventually Rusev came down, chased Dom out of the match. AJ Styles hit the Styles Clash I think it was on JD McDonough for the pin. AJ Styles grabbed the mic, climbed up on the announce table, and then here was your line that the match with Cena needs no story. And again, I don't think that should have been said. If you were going to say no storyline, just go in with no story. Him saying it, why acknowledge it?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like their cover up. John Cena hasn't been able to be on TV because he's filming something probably. I don't know what he'd be filming.
Yeah, I think
Peacemaker's over.
Yeah. I think he said he's done with Raw and he's done with SmackDown. I think his last 3-4 events are going to be the big PLEs. So
he must have something he's filming, whatever it is. But yeah, just kind of let it go. I heard a rumor that they're going to do a tournament now for his next, or at least his final match.
Yeah, I saw.
Which will set up a better storyline for that. I
guess.
Least,
he may not be involved, but at least there's some sort of a story on what they're doing and why they're doing it.
So. And I really like AJ Styles. I don't think he's going to be clearly he's not at carrying a storyline by himself into something.
Yeah.
Because he's not super good on the mic. He's not terrible, but he's not super great on it. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good match either way. But it seemed weird that he had to tell everybody that they don't need a storyline because their match is gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
or whatever he said.
Phenomenal. I don't know if he said that, but that's what he should have said.
Yeah, he should have. So and then did the hand thing.
Yeah. Cut backstage. CM Punk and LA Knight talking before their match. Stay out of your way. Stay out of my way. Before the match.
Here's your pants.
Look at those pants. Right up his bum. So okay, got the Usos versus LA Knight. Match happened back and forth where I got here. Jimmy pushes Knight into Jay. Knight hits the BFT on Jimmy. CM Punk hits the go to sleep. CM Punk, while he was in the corner after the pipe, Knight ended up tagging himself in and pinning Jay for the 1, 2, 3.
And I loved it.
So again, they're playing up they tagged, they won the match, but there's still a confrontation between LA Knight and CM
I like
Punk.
that they're still trying to push LA Knight.
Yes.
Because he's still over. The crowd still goes crazy for him. And I wouldn't be against him winning the title at some point fairly soon. Just to kind of change things up. He's not going to be like a Roman Reigns 3 years kind of guy.
Yeah.
But, have him hold it for a month or two. I mean, why not? Right?
I could see him winning it at Survivor Series and potentially losing it at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Something along those lines where he has it like how Jay had it for just a couple months. It's just a transition just to kind of give the fans what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just kind of, make everyone happy for a while. And I'd be okay with that because I think LA Knight's great. I do like LA Knight. And I like the fact that he tagged himself in, took advantage of Punk's move. So I was good with that. I enjoyed it.
The only issue that I had with it is we've seen it in the last couple of weeks with Mello and The Miz doing it back and forth. So it's kind of like one of those things. It's been done. It's been done a couple times, but it fits his character and it fits the way he's it fits his character and his gimmick and all that. So
yeah, I don't know. Was that it?
Yeah, that was Raw.
That was Raw. Huh?
Yeah.
So that was the go home before the PLE.
Yes, sir.
I know we still got SmackDown. Who knows what's going to happen there? What kind of disaster SmackDown's going to be? But
got your boy Aleister Black versus
Damian
Damian
Priest.
Priest in
Yeah.
a street fight of sorts.
Yeah, and they can call it what do they want to call it? An Australian street
Puerto Rican
fight, or
street
it can
this
be
time, or wherever. But yeah, some sort of a street fight, no holds barred, whatever.
yeah. That'll probably be pretty good too, but that should be on the pay-per-view. It'd be better.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. It was okay. It was all right. Even, I feel like they leaned, and I might get flack for this comment. I feel like they leaned really heavy into the women's matches on this Raw. Am I right on that? Am I wrong on that?
There was more. I mean, there was
a lot. There was like 4.
As of late, I've noticed they're really, the last couple weeks on Raw and SmackDown have been a lot of women's matches.
Yeah, and I was watching it with my girlfriend, and she even said, "Why are there so many women's matches on this?"
I think just, there's so many men injured, or
is that what it is? Maybe. And it's not taking anything away from the women. I mean, a lot of the women are great wrestlers, but it just seemed like there was a lot more than usual.
Roman isn't wrestling a lot. You've had Cody in tag matches lately. You've had, the Usos, LA Knight and Seth Rollins and, CM Punk, and all different variations of tag matches. They're normally individual wrestlers. Right. They've all been in tag matches lately. Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker in tag matches every week against some made up new tag teams. So yeah, there's just been a lot more tag matches, which is tying up the men, and then with Gunther and some of the other guys being injured.
Right. Well, I don't know. Okay. It was an okay Raw. It wasn't great. SmackDown. It was better than SmackDown, but that's not saying a whole lot. Besides Julia, she should be on Raw just get rid of SmackDown completely. But yeah, that's about it. So it wasn't as bad as the Cardinals were on Sunday, but the Cardinals were better than SmackDown.
Yeah. The
Lions, and they were bad.
We're better than them all.
Lions were better than them all. Cool. But stay tuned for our prediction video that's coming up shortly for the 8 a.m. PLE. Perth. Not Clash in Perth. What's it called?
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel in Perth. Yeah, that's about it. So thanks, everybody. Again, remember, it's free. It's free to hit that subscribe button. It's free to like this video. It's free to leave a comment. It doesn't cost you anything. It costs you, how much time do you think that would take?
3 seconds.
3 seconds of your time. You can do a lot of things in 3 seconds. This guy knows. So do all those things. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, all these things. Thank you. We appreciate everybody who watches, all 10 of you. Thank you, and we'll see you guys in the next video.